You've done it again. It's 11:47 p.m. You have a vision, a genuine, bone-deep vision for something that could change your life. A business, a novel, a career pivot that makes your chest ache just thinking about it. You've mapped it out in your head with the kind of cinematic clarity most people only find in dreams. Every detail, every step, the version of you on the other side of it. Confident, radiant, arrived. The tab is open, the cursor is blinking. The texture of that silence between wanting and doing is almost unbearable. Thick, almost physical, like trying to breathe through wet cotton. And somewhere between the vision and the first real action, you just didn't. You scrolled, you reorganized your desktop, you watched a 40-minute documentary about octopuses and told yourself it counted as research. And now you're lying in the dark, wide awake, performing what can only be described as 12 seconds of pure improvised theater, replaying every missed opportunity, every half-finished dream, narrating your own failure like a documentary you didn't consent to star in. You are not lazy, but God, sometimes it really looks that way. Here's what nobody tells you about people who carry enormous ambition and almost theatrical inaction in the same body at the same time. It is not a character flaw. It is not weakness dressed up as personality. There's something far stranger and far more fascinating happening beneath the surface.
Psychologists call it activation energy deficit, a concept borrowed from chemistry but hauntingly accurate for the human mind. Just as molecules need a precise energetic threshold to trigger a reaction, your brain requires a specific internal conditions to move from ideation to execution. And for some people, that threshold is extraordinarily high, not because they lack drive, but because their neural architecture is running a different operating system entirely. Research in motivational psychology points to something called the effort paradox. The discovery that high-capacity thinkers often experience greater cognitive resistance before low-stakes tasks, precisely because their brains are constantly evaluating worthiness of effort. Your mind isn't malfunctioning. It's overqualifying. It's asking, with almost philosophical stubbornness, is this task worthy of what I am capable of becoming? That's not laziness. That's a brain wired for magnitude.
The reframe. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not a cautionary tale. You're just wired for scale. And the ordinary steps feel unbearably small when you can see the whole cathedral from the first brick. The tragic irony is that this very quality, the ability to envision the extraordinary, is the same quality that makes beginning feel almost insulting to the dream. You're not avoiding the work. You're protecting the vision from the vulnerability of being imperfect in its early, ugly, necessary stages. That is not a failure of ambition. That is ambition so large, it frightens even you. The walking paradox. This makes you a walking paradox, urgently patient, brilliantly paralyzed. You are someone who can architect entire futures in the space of a commute and still forget to reply to an email for 6 business days. You are independently visionary and desperately in need of a single moment of momentum to unlock everything. You live at the intersection of I could change everything and I'll start Monday. And both of those things are equally devastatingly true. The hidden grief and the lighthouse. But here's where it gets tender. There is a quiet grief that lives inside people like you. It's the grief of watching a version of yourself, the disciplined one, the consistent one, the one who showed up, flicker just out of reach. It's being homesick for a life you haven't built yet, but can feel in your chest like a memory. You mourn the potential you carry the way some people mourn places they've never been. That grief is real, and it deserves to be held, not dismissed. But I want you to hear this. You are not falling behind. You are a lighthouse, and lighthouses do not chase the ships. They hold the light. They don't shine because they are perfect or consistent or immune to storms. They shine because they have stood in the darkness long enough to know exactly why the light matters. Your ambition, even buried under inertia, even smothered in procrastination, has never actually left you. It has been waiting patiently